When it comes to gaming at high FPS, nothing beats investing in a solid GPU. Regardless of whether you're looking for the budget GPUs for gaming, or just want to have the best one that money can buy, we have an option for you. In this video, we're gonna be checking out the top 5 best GPUs for gaming in the market today. You can find links to the products in the description. If you've got another product in mind that you would like us to review, please comment down below. We'll look into it as soon as possible, and let you know how it compares to the items listed in this roundup. So, without further ado, let's get started with the list. Starting our list at number 5, we have the Radeon RX 570 from MSI. This graphics card series will allow you to play your games in both Full HD 1080p range, as well as gaming in WQHD range. Experience the next level of immersion with the world of VR gaming and entertainment with MSI RX 570 Armor 4 GOC powered by the revolutionary Polaris architecture. Puts an end to choppy gameplay and broken frames with fluid, artifact-free performance at virtually any frame rate. Enhanced contrast and colors deliver a strikingly sharp, colorful, and vivid visual experience. Looks-wise, well, you can't complain. While the red and black elements closely resemble the Gaming X series, the looks do differ. Overall, it is a good-looking card though, with subtle black-colored PCB, and also a subtle MSI LED-lit logo, that can be changed in color. The Radeon RX 570, and RX 580 are a small notch faster compared to the reference RX 470, and 480, but really a bit all over the place, fast in fill rate limited games, a little less with GPU stringent ones, but overall you are looking at a product that still competes with the GeForce GTX 1050Ti, and 1060. The 8GB model is often in performance bracket of the Radeon R9 390 series as well. Overall, even in the year 2018, any RX 588 GB is a good choice for 1080p, and 1440p gaming where the RX 570 is more in that 1080p territory. It was good to see that the cards did not throttle down. Under load, the temperature seems to hover at roughly 75 degrees C under full stress. That's merely a small notch below the reference cooler. With the heat pipes, the fans need to compensate, and increase fan RPM. The result is that the RX 570's cooler remains totally silent under high load. It exhibited merely small amounts of coil whine. We doubt you'd hear that in a closed chassis. Pascal is built to meet the demands of next-generation displays, including VR, ultra-high resolution, and multiple monitors. It features Nvidia GameWorks technologies for extremely smooth gameplay and cinematic experiences. Plus, it includes revolutionary 360-degree image capture. Pascal-powered graphics cards give you superior performance, and power efficiency, built using ultra-fast FinFET, and supporting DirectX 12 features to deliver fast, smooth, power-efficient gaming experiences. The big thermal solutions advantage is quite obvious. It's probably going to be even quieter than other higher-end models in this list. Otherwise, this card looks pretty similar. The most apparent difference is its lack of an SLI connector. Weighing 35.4 ounces, the GeForce GTX 1060 Gaming X 6G isn't light, it's only about 100 grams lighter than the GTX 1080 version. The card measures 28.4 centimeters long, 13.5 centimeters tall, and 3.5 centimeters wide, monopolizing 2 full expansion slots, and plenty of area vertically, coming off the motherboard. This is due to the large fan blades, which stretch out to a diameter of 9.5 centimeters. All in all, MSI's GeForce GTX 1060 Gaming X 6G is currently the quietest card in our roundup. In almost every way, it's a perfect implementation. This card's cooler is oversized, which pays off big time in temperature and acoustic. What you get in return for a fairly middle-of-the-road price tag is exceptional performance, and almost no noise at all. Experience the next level of immersion with the world of VR gaming and entertainment with MSI RX 580 Gaming X8G powered by the revolutionary Polaris architecture. Puts an end to choppy gameplay and broken frames with fluid, artifact-free performance at virtually any frame rate. Enhanced contrast and colors deliver a strikingly sharp, colorful, and vivid visual experience. Using advanced aerodynamics, airflow control technology directs more air directly onto the twin FROZRV heat pipes. The special deflectors on the heat sink enlarge the surface area, which means lower temperatures and better gaming. This Radeon RX 580 is armed with 8 GB graphics memory which will be clocked at 8.0 gigabits per second, 256-bit to give you a little more leash with the higher resolutions and image quality settings. The reference clocked product will run with clock frequencies up to 1257 MHz on its 2304 shader processors with a 1340 boost. This model comes clocked in at 1393 MHz at default settings. The card itself is a dual-slot solution. It is composite heat pipe based. The GPU is cooled by a nickel-plated copper base plate connected to super pipes on this MSI Gaming Series graphics card. A SU heat pipe layout increases efficiency by reducing the length of unused heat pipe and a special SU form design. Zero Frotzer technology eliminates fan noise in low-load situations by stopping the fans when they are not needed. Up to roughly 60 degrees C, the fans will not spin. The LEDs embedded in this graphics card can be controlled with the MSI Gaming app and is RGB configurable with a few animations as well. Also, check out that back side where there is a thick sturdy metal back plate with plenty of venting spaces applied as well. A proper one as well with lots of ventilation gaps. The best graphics card isn't simply the fastest graphics card, or the cheapest graphics card. Instead, the best graphics card needs to balance performance, price, and features. The GTX 1060 is a great card, but if you want a card that will carry you through the next 2 to 3 years, Nvidia's GTX 1070 Ti is the best option. It delivers performance midway between the 1070 and 1080, with a price that's closer to the 1070. Nvidia's GeForce GTX 1070 Ti is a newer graphics card that slots in between GTX 1070 and GTX 1080, giving you about 90% of the performance of the GTX 1080 without paying 90% of the price. It comes closest to the Vega 56 in AMD's lineup, and usually proves the better performer while costing less to buy or to run thanks to its modest power requirements. That makes the GTX 1070 Ti a strong contender for being one of the best graphics cards on the market. The GTX 1070 Ti's built purpose is playing PC games at 1440p, with more breathing room for ultra-wide resolutions or higher refresh rate displays than the GTX 1070. From a marketing perspective, GTX 1070 Ti was released primarily because AMD's Radeon RX Vega 56 comprehensively outperformed the 1070, so with this 1070-1080 tweener card, Nvidia was able to stifle its competition fairly effectively. If you want to play games at 1440p, or at 1080p on a 144Hz display, the 1070 Ti has the chops to handle most games at close to maximum quality. Depending on price, the GTX 1070 might be worth a small step down in performance, or the GTX 1080 might be worth a small step up. Just be wary of the impending RTX 2070 launch, currently slated for October. If you want the fastest graphics card on the planet, it's a no-brainer, the GeForce GTX 1080 Ti wins, hands down. Okay, the Titan XP and $2,999 Titan V are technically faster, but at more than 4 times the cost, the Titan V isn't even marketed as a gaming card. In our testing, the GTX 1080 Ti is about 30% faster than the GTX 1080, and more than twice as fast as a GTX 970. The only caveat is that you really need a 1440p or 4K display before this level of performance is even necessary. The GeForce GTX 1080 Ti is the most powerful consumer-level graphics card on the market, and perhaps the first graphics card that can actually handle 4K gaming without sacrificing too much in the way of frame rate or detail settings. It's about 25 to 30% faster than its nearest rival, the GTX 1080, and unmatched by any AMD graphics card currently on the market. Even more powerful cards in the form of the RTX 2080 Ti, and potentially even the RTX 2080 are waiting in the wings, but for now the GTX 1080 Ti is the consumer graphics card du jour. With such a degree of power at your fingertips, there's little that you can't do with the GTX 1080 Ti. 4K gaming at 60 frames per second is a given for most titles, but this graphics card is also able to drive VR headsets such as the HTC Vive Pro, high-resolution ultra-wide monitors, and even high refresh rate displays up to 240 Hz, though in that scenario, ensure you pair your GTX 1080 Ti with a fast Intel Core i7 processor. All things considered, it heads our list of the best graphics cards on the market.